Would you like to play again?
Sure.
We've played all our cards. I took the last trick, so I get all the cards left on the table. You get 1 point for having the most tricks. I get 1 point for having the most coin cards. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. You have the most valuable tricks, so you get 1 point. Ah, what a great way to end the last round. Unfortunately, in this case, no point is given for a scopa. You get 1 point for having the most tricks. You get 1 point for having the most coin cards. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. I have the most valuable tricks, so I get 1 point. I took the last trick, so I get all the cards remaining on the table. You get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. I get 1 point for having the most tricks. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. We both have the same number of valuable tricks, so no one gets a point. You took the last trick, so you get all the cards left on the table.
No points for me.
I get 1 point for having the most tricks. I get 1 point for having the most coin cards. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. We both have the same number of valuable tricks, so no one gets a point. Scopa! You took the last trick, so you get all the cards left on the table. You get 1 point for having the most tricks. I get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. I have the most valuable tricks, so I get 1 point. And lastly, we score the scopas. Nice try, but I win. Do you want to keep playing?
No, thank you.
Then we have nothing more to say to each other. It was a pleasure meeting you, Samantha. Ciao.
Check. Did that. Still have to do that.
Dove mangio qualcosa d'economico?
A casa mia.
A casa.
Hello, Nancy. What's wrong?
The person who left me those bad sausages, it was you after all.
No, it wasn't. I told you before
The handwriting on the note they came with matches the note I found in that book on religious relics, the one that belongs to you.
All right, yes, it was me. But I had no idea those sausages were tainted. I just thought you might like them. I tried to lie my way out of it because I couldn't bear for you to know that I made such a ghastly mistake. But before you write me off as a feckless liar and an utter fool, just know that I am truly sorry. Causing you to be miserable was absolutely the last thing I wanted to do.
Well, I'm fine now, and everyone makes mistakes, so apology accepted. But I'm still kind of mad that you lied to me.
I don't blame you one iota, but I'll make it up to you. I don't know how yet, but I will. I promise.
While I was looking through your book on religious relics, I noticed you made an appointment to see that chalice the Phantom just stole. The chalice of Saint Gervase?
That's right, I did. As a mosaicist, I'm always interested in seeing how stones and jewels are inlaid in metal, so I arranged to see it outside its case. Magnificent piece of work. My timing was magnificent as well. 2 nights later, it was stolen. How's that for coincidence?
I came across this tessera and thought you might like it.
It's quite beautiful. All the more because it came from you. Thank you, Nancy. I shall treasure it.
I'll let you get back to work.
That is a wig you're wearing, right?
Oh, yes, it is.
Good, because there's nothing wrong with your real hair. Nothing at all.
Hello again. Do you always wear that locket?
Do you like it?
It is just that, well, when one lives in Venezia, one becomes so used to true beauty that anything less tends to stand out like dirt on a white rug.
My roommate, Helena Berg, does she stay here a lot?
This is the first time. I met her at a party which Rosetta del Bene gave. When Elena found out where I lived, she practically begged me to let her stay here. And with Rosetta standing right there, well, I could not say no.
Why was she so insistent about staying here?
She said it was because the Nascosta is so centrally located. Which it is, altro che. But I think it was because I am so centrally located. She's what you call a social climber. Always asking me about parties. When they are, where they are, who is invited, what should she wear, whose name should she say to get in. Che schifo! The upper class of Venezia is closed to outsiders. Elena is full of voglio, this is true, but she will never be one of them. Us.
I'm running kind of low on euros.
You are not asking me for a handout, I hope. Or a loan.
Could I maybe do some work for you and earn the money?
No.
Oh.
But do not stop with me. There are many ways for people with energy and voglio to make money in this city. Go to Rialto Market and see what people are buying. Use your eyes. Use your brain. You will think of a way.
Who is Il Dottore?
Dottore means doctor. What doctor are you talking about?
There's a box of chocolates downstairs for Il Dottore.
Someone must have left them here by mistake.
Has anything else for Il Dottore ever been delivered here?
I am up here all day. Something gets delivered, something does not get delivered. I do not know. I do not care.
Will you be dressing up in a costume for Carnevale?
Altro che! I have fallen in love with Commedia dell'arte, so this year I will dress up as my favorite character, the big-nosed, nasty Pulcinella. He and I are so opposite, no one will ever guess it is me.
I saw this case and thought you might like it to keep your sunglasses in.
You are giving me a gift? You do not have to do this, Nancy, but I like gifts. And this one, it is very nice. Grazie.
I hear you've been using the fact that Colin has a criminal record to try to get him to do things that may not be totally legal.
Who tells you this? Colin, he says that? Because I do no such thing. It is him. He is the one who wants to break the law. Margarita, he says, pay me 1,000 euros, and I will find a way to save you 10,000 euros on your renovation. No, I tell him, lasciamo stare. But he keeps bringing it up.
He told me just the opposite.
He is telling you that cheating on the renovations was my idea? Oh, once a liar and a thief, always a liar and a thief. This is what I get for being nice. If and when people find out I hired such a man, I will be the laughingstock of Venezia. So please, Nancy, please, keep what you know to yourself.
Guess I'll be going.
Ciao.
Would it be all right if I picked some flowers?
Go ahead. Prudence got them from a plantation in Hawaii, the Healy Research Center. They grow like weeds.
Did that.
Hello?
Hi, Ned. Or should I say, buongiorno.
Hey, Nance. I was hoping you'd call.
Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Sort of. I mean, I'm in Bayport, staying at Frank and Joe's, just like you arranged.
You sound funny. What's wrong?
My research is going great. It's just that, well, in order to get over to the hospital library, I've been having to take the bus.
What happened to your car?
Joe happened to my car.
Oh, no. He's been tinkering with it?
If by tinkering you mean disassembling the engine and possibly the transmission and strewing the parts all over that closet in the basement he calls his workshop, yes, he's been tinkering with it.
Ned, I told you. I said whatever you do, don't let Joe do any tinkering.
I didn't know that's what you meant. He said he knew exactly how to fix that funny noise my car's been making, so I said great. I thought he knew what he was doing.
He does know what he's doing. It's just going to take him like half a century to do it. But hey, you're taking mass transit. That's good.
Yeah, I know. I'm fine. And I'm sure my car will be fine too. So how's it going there?
Hey, before I forget, thanks again for the locket. I haven't taken it off since you put it on me there at the airport.
Good. That was kind of the idea. I just wanted you to have a little reminder of home. Well, more specifically, of me.
I don't need any reminders, Ned, but thank you. It really is beautiful. Even the guy I sat next to on the plane over here who played solitaire the whole way liked it.
It passed the semi-neurotic but otherwise thoroughly impartial geek test? Yes.
The palazzo where I'm staying, the Ca' Nascosta, has some beautiful artwork in it, some of which is being restored by this guy from England, who's kind of a head case.
A head case? How so?
He's your typical temperamental artist, very sensitive. You have to be real careful what you say and do around him or he'll go off on you. And He forces everyone who talks to him to watch the slideshow on mosaic tiles that is boring beyond belief.
And your point is?
Maybe he's deliberately making people avoid him because he's doing something he doesn't want anyone to know about.
Or maybe he's just clueless. Which reminds me. Hey, Joe? Frank called while you were out in the garage. Said to remind you to pick up the basketball tickets?
Oh, shoot. I almost forgot. Thanks.
Sorry, Nancy. Where were we?
I'm sharing a room with a woman from Germany who's a journalist, which makes me kind of nervous.
Why does that make you nervous?
Because journalists are kind of like detectives. They're observant, they ask questions, they snoop.
And you're afraid she'll find out you're working for the GDIF.
Exactly.
Man, as long as you stay on your toes, the last thing anyone's going to think you are is an undercover cop. Trust me.
Want to know what my assignment is?
You bet.
I'm supposed to do surveillance on a guy named Antonio Fongo.
Surveillance? Wow.
The police suspect he has something to do with the thefts being attributed to the Phantom. They page me every time they see him go into his office so I can watch him through binoculars from the roof of the place where I'm staying and report in if he does anything suspicious.
So has he done anything suspicious?
If you call receiving messages carried by pigeons suspicious, then yes, he sure has.
He's using pigeons to communicate with someone in this day and age?
Well, if he is up to something and thinks the police may be tapping his phone, which they are, it actually kind of makes sense.
It just sounds so...
Messy?
That's the word.
Breaking news! It looks like one of the people with whom Antonio Fongo has been secretly communicating is someone here at the Ka. It may even be the person who's been orchestrating all the heists the Phantom has pulled.
You mean one of your mates could be a major criminal?
Yes!
Well, you don't have to sound so happy about it.
I'm not happy. I'm just excited. You know, nervous.
Uh-huh. So what happens now?
The GDIF wanted me to plant bugs on everyone at the Ka. That way, if the police turn up something solid against one of them, they can activate their bug, track them down, and make an arrest.
I liked it a lot better when all you had to do was watch somebody through binoculars.
I need some advice.
About what?
I'm not going to be able to get anything out of Enrico Tazza until I beat him at a game of Scopa, which is something I'm not sure how to do.
It's a card game, so there's always going to be a certain amount of luck involved. But to maximize your chances of winning, try to take as many tricks as you can that contain 7s, 6s, and aces.
7s, 6s, and aces.
And try to take tricks containing cards from the coin suit. They'll come in handy too.
Thanks. I really appreciate your help.
It was nothing. Keep in touch.
Hello, Margarita?
No, this is Nancy Drew.
Oh, dear. Again with the mismatched names. Kerchief, please. Yes, Nancy?
I get the feeling Margarita's not real happy about my staying here at the Ka.
That is just tough tiddlywinks. Putting you up is the least she can do for me after all I've done for her.
Just what have you done for her?
I made the mistake of helping her pay for some of the repairs that reared their ugly little heads after I sold her the car. I did so not because of any legal obligation, but because of my abiding affection for the place and all things Venetian. She is such a cheapskate. I feared she would ignore what had to be done until the car crumbled into ruins.
How did she get to be such a cheapskate?
When her husband died, he left Margarita everything, which amounted to a small fortune. What he didn't leave her, however, was even the slightest clue as to what to do with it. And now, after years of bad investments and wasteful spending, she's starting to feel the pinch. But I'm afraid it's my erstwhile residence there in Venezia that must pay the price for her fiscal ineptitude.
I'd better get back to work.
Arrivederci!
I haven't done that. Still have to do that. Still have to do that. Fight the shower.
So, I noticed someone got a box of chocolates. You perhaps? From a secret admirer?
They're not for me. They're for someone named Il Dottore.
I thought that was someone's special name for you. How disappointing. Especially since I was going to ask you if I could have a piece. I'm starving.
What made you decide to stay here this trip?
I met Margarita at a party last October. And when she heard I was going to need a place to stay when I made this trip, she practically begged me to stay here.
Margarita mentioned that you like to go to parties.
I'm sure she had a lot more to say about me than that. I think she's jealous of me. I'm young, I have a career, lots of friends, I can pay my own way. Margarita had to marry a man with money in order to make something of herself.
I should get going.
Have fun!
Ciao! Antonio, come stai?
Bene, bene. Tu come stai?
Molto bene, ma ti ho visto anche ieri.
Sì, sì, ci vediamo sempre perché facciamo la stessa strada.
Ciao!
Ciao.
You have changed your mind about playing Scopa?
Deal me in.
We've played all our cards. You took the last trick, so you get all the cards left on the table. You get 1 point for having the most tricks. You get 1 point for having the most coin cards. You get 1 point for having the 7 of coins.
No points for you.
Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. I have the most valuable tricks, so I get 1 point. Scopa. Those don't add up. I took the last trick, so I get all the cards remaining on the table. You get 1 point for having the 7 of coins. I get 1 point for having the most tricks. Now, let's add up what each card is worth and see who got the highest number of primes. We both have the same number of valuable tricks, so no one gets a point. And lastly, we score the scopas.